Hey y'all, this is Moni.
And this is Kat.
AKA. And this is the Fake Ass Book Club. Wait, can we both say it or no?
Guys, welcome back. It's your girl Moni.
And this is Kat.
Hey Kat.
Hey Moni.
Oh my gosh, we're back again, friends.
We are just in time to wish everybody a happy Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is coming up on Friday.
I know.
So, man, good luck to all the food servers and preparers this weekend. And keep in mind, they're probably low on staff because of no reason whatsoever.
Exactly. Like it wasn't already like that, but maybe it's worse now.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know. Oh my God. So do you have plans for Valentine's Day, friend?
Let me see. Maybe.
Look at you. Oh, not checking the calendar to see. Okay.
Oh, I have your daughter on my calendar.
Yay. Okay. She's the best. And she's full of love.
But yeah, no. And I'll be child free too.
Listen, are you okay? So let me ask you this: as we get into this Valentine's episode, are you traditionally somebody who capes for Valentine's Day? Is this something important to you in relationships?
I'm already answering.
What do you think?
For people who are watching, I'm already shaking my head. No,
okay,
not even a little. To me, Valentine's Day, funny enough, my Valentine's always been my grandma.
Ooh.
She would always get me stuff from like Avon.
Okay.
And like a little gift bag and stuff. And that's kind of what I think of Valentine's Day. It would just be kind of a fun day to do crafts at school, get some candy. But as far as for my romantic partners, like having high expectations, I feel like usually the men I've dated have been more into it than I have.
Ooh.
Because it's also supposed to be like the underlying message is you also get sex for candy.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right.
It's like Halloween with perks.
Okay. I don't know. For me, I think like Valentine's Day when I was younger was kind of more of a big thing because, you know, you're in high school or you're a young adult. And I think that, you know, you really do buy into the commercial sort of idea of it and stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, I feel like back in the day, I mean, I used to get, giant bouquets and balloons, and it was a lot. And I did not like it, but I think as time went on,
You didn't need as many balloons?
I mean, I will take balloons. Like, I don't not like getting stuff like that. I won't say that. Like, I'm not somebody who's like, man, this is a waste. Like, listen, I like getting gifts now.
Sure.
Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, if I know that it's not necessarily the way that you show your appreciation, then it feels like you're only doing this because there's this social expectation. So once I got a feel of like, you know, I thought it was sweet that you want to go that hard and do all those things. But also it's like, we ain't got to do all that. We don't have to do all that. So we kind of.
So what are you doing for Valentine's Day?
So, there no specific plans. I mean, I think too, because we mentioned that, you know, those restaurants are going to be full. People are going to be, again, there's this huge social push for people to be out and doing very specific activities. And just as a practical person, I don't want to be out here with y'all. I don't want to be at these extra crowded restaurants.
It is flu season.
Listen, and paying these exorbitant prices. Like, I'm almost mad if you buy me flowers for Valentine's Day because I know the price is getting kicked up because demand.
Right.
We talked about
it's
economics.
Yeah,
it's like
give me something, you know, February 15th.
Yeah, man.
I'm a big fan of that. That's actually what I would do is go to Walgreens after Valentine's Day.
Hit up all them chocolates.
And load up on candy.
There you go.
I do enjoy, I appreciate practicality more than tradition.
Okay.
Those are my values.
Yeah, man.
But at the end of the day, because 365 days of the year, man. That's how much you have to love.
Yeah.
Like love.
So spread it out.
That's when the real love happens.
Spread it out.
Yeah.
Just
on
spread
all
it
them
out.
other days.
Yeah.
Like, are you showing up then? You know? So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And we all have to decide what that looks like for
do.
us. So
Oh,
with that
no,
in
I do
mind-
like pampering my daughter. Like, I kind of like take that tradition of like my grandmother like pampering us because we usually get like a little nail polish, some Skin So Soft, some baby love, whatever that stuff, that perfume from Avon was called. Love's Baby Soft. That was it. Okay. Yeah, that was.
I like that too because that kind of like taps into the self-love part. So
Yeah, like, you know,
nothing
treat
wrong with
yourself.
it.
So, you know, we might go to, I know she's been super into Petit Chow. Like, that's her jam. So we might have like a little brunch or something.
that's cute. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. Okay, guys. So like with that in mind, we're going to be digging in this week. And we're going to find some Am I the Asshole questions about relationships, loves, Valentine's Day, all of the things so that we can kind of give our opinions on those.
We'll try our best to come up with an opinion. You know how meek we are. Like, I don't want to have to be like, well, I don't know.
Not really sure
She's
what
like,
I think they are.
wouldn't want to offend anybody.
It's like, somebody gonna be
Or
offended,
maybe I
probably.
do.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
Like I said, I'm in my villain era. Let's hurt some feelings.
Yay, it's gonna be fun. So you guys, with that, hands over your hearts, everybody. We want to take this time to specifically shout out our patrons. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for your continued support. Talk about Valentines. You guys are our real life Valentines, because where you spend your money is what's important to you. So we totally appreciate the fact that you are making the time, the effort, and putting in the work to support us. So thank you so much. We see you. We appreciate you. Also, too, just to love in general. To all the people out there in those long-term relationships, making it work, choosing love every day. It's very, very hard, but it's worth it. And then also, too, just to the diverse sort of ways that we find love in our lives, like finding appreciation for those versions of love, and how, when you think about love, it doesn't have to be one specific way. We all have a lot of different ways to take in love and be loved and give love. So
I'm going to no butt you there. There's only one kind of love, and the Republicans know it's between a man and a woman. No, I'm just kidding. No, yes, and that was a fantastic dedication. Like, yes, all the love. I'm going to dedicate this one, even though we're like in the middle of the month by now, Black History Month.
Yeah.
Because we're recording on the first day of Black History Month.
And we're Black.
And we're Black, y'all. We are legally Black. And they're not going to let us forget it. So you don't get to forget about our history.
That's right.
And for people who feel like the term Black history is racist, I hear you and I understand you. So I am willing to start calling it the history of white people did to Black people. If that'll comfort your first person syndrome. Dedication over.
I like that. Or we could just call it
history. A full holistic view of history. We could even throw in some other colors, because there's
Lots
other
of 'em.
colors.
There's lots of
There's
them.
lots of different types of people who have a history that's been sadly suppressed. Even people we consider white. I'd love to learn more about Scottish and Irish history. I feel, was I telling you that the other day about the potato famine?
No.
Oh, that must have been my aunt. We were talking
Wow,
about
got
how
your light skins
I
mixed up,
did.
huh?
It
Wow.
happened.
Y'all see that? Racist.
I'm getting older, and I'm sorry.
That's
Sorry.
always the excuse for racism,
Yeah.
for the record. It's like, I'm just old
I'm
now.
old.
I don't care.
Next caller. Yeah. No, we were talking about how, you hear about the Irish potato famine, right? And stuff like, oh no, I was talking to my mom, actually. She's kind of light skinned. Okay. And so it wasn't just a famine. The British burned their crops. And created a famine. So I think it's important to add that it was an artificial famine, not a naturally occurring one. Because that does provide a certain context, doesn't it?
Oh, you tried to starve us.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
And the Osage people reached out to them and sent them relief to the Irish people, because they were like, trust, we understand.
We know about this, you guys. Yeah, check out our episode on that. What was it? The Killers of the Flower Moon. You guys, epic story there.
Somebody tried to get me to watch that the other day. I was like, no.
It was so sad.
Too sad.
You read the book. It was sad enough.
And I read the children's version of the book, and I still could barely
It was
take
sad.
it. The
It
one
was so
for young
sad.
readers, I was like, damn. Damn. But
All right.
back to love.
Back to love, you guys. We need more of it.
We
And
do.
so, I think it'd be cute and fun to just keep this lighthearted, you guys, and maybe give some Am I the Asshole stuff. I feel like this is always a crowd pleaser. So we just selected a few random Am I the Asshole subjects. I'll start with this one because this one's specific to Valentine's Day. So we have, and then I might edit this down because it is kind of long. So stick with me, guys. All right. About 2 days ago, before Valentine's Day, I brought it up to my boyfriend, and he went on a 2-minute tirade about how it's stupid, meaningless, a made-up holiday, and it makes him feel obligated. Last year, we sort of went through the same thing, but he got on board and really enjoyed the special things I did for him. I have mentioned Valentine's Day plans several times over the couple months, so his irritation took the wind out of my sails. I don't want him to have to get on board every year or feel obligated to do something special for me. And it also made me feel like I haven't been heard, because if he'd been hearing me, how could he be surprised that I got him something or wanted to celebrate Valentine's Day? I told him I'd save my gifts for his birthday because I'd rather not do Valentine's Day or have him figure out a different day to celebrate then feel disappointed that he wasn't into it. Telling someone that, okay, I'm gonna skip that part. He called and convinced me to do a Valentine's Day. He said he thought on it and really wanted to celebrate with me. He still thought the holiday itself was dumb, but celebrating our love wasn't, and he wanted to make me feel special.
Good man.
Day of, he asked me what I'd like to do for dinner, and his response was, "I knew you'd say the place. You've been wanting it."
She's not a good writer. It's fine.
Okay, let's get Mad Bird some pasta. Okay, I don't know if that's a nickname. Okay, I got to his, and he'd gotten me a bouquet, M&Ms, and some bubbly for us. I bought lingerie and got him our adventure book album from the movie Up, with a note in the front page and put a picture of it inside. Ordered special made grape soda pens for us, like the movie, a handmade blanket of his favorite, with the fabric and his favorite basketball team. I'd actually had more planned, but canceled when I thought we were going to go celebrate. He didn't get me gifts aside from the flowers and sparkling wine, which is fine, but I assumed from the way that he'd asked about dinner earlier that he'd pay for it. Last night, he sent me a Venmo request for half. I asked him about it, expressed that I thought that he'd pay for it, and got upset and said it made him feel like what we had done wasn't enough and that it reinforced his feelings of obligation surrounding the holiday. I love giving my boyfriend gifts and making him feel special, but I feel like if I put so much thought, time, and effort and money into my gifts for him, to me, it felt like poor taste for him to ask me to pay for dinner. It wasn't a lot of money, but it's the principle of doing something thoughtful and to treat your partner as I felt I had. So it made me feel a little underappreciated. Am I the asshole? Wow.
How old were these people again?
Wow, let's go back. We said, they didn't say.
They didn't say.
Usually they do.
I'm guessing young. I'm
Usually
hoping
they do,
young.
because my God.
I'm really
So
hoping.
is she the asshole?
No. And you should break up.
Ooh.
Because I'm thinking, especially if you, no matter the age, like if this is just your boyfriend, not your husband, this is the whole point of having a boyfriend. You kind of trying him out. It doesn't have to be forever.
Ooh. Facts.
Yeah, like this is the thing. You tried it, not a good
I
match.
don't like it.
You let him find somebody who doesn't give a fuck about Halloween, and let you go find somebody who's going to appreciate you and not send you. I personally would just be offended that anybody I went out with sent me a Venmo request. Like, to me, that would be the end of the relationship right now. I put it right there in the memo, sending him nothing back. I'm like,
I don't do all this. I don't know what you're talking about.
it's like unsubscribe, and that would be the breakup.
Wow.
And we're done. And I block you. Because are you out of your mind? I just told you, I'm like, I need to make a prototype of that hat. But like, yeah, we need to make pussy expensive again. What do I look like? You sending me, like, what? No, we're hustling backwards at this point, and the fact that I'm hurt that you felt the need to even ask this question. I'm sorry that your parents didn't raise you to want to immediately kick somebody like that out of your life. He's not adding enough value for any of this behavior. What a child. And maybe he'll grow up and be better later, but that'll be some other woman's problem.
Okay. Wow. And we said at the top of the show, we weren't sure if we were going to be able to come up with enough opinions.
No, I'm so meek. I mean, but if that's what you want to do.
Of course. I mean, honestly.
But no, I do in my heart feel like this young lady is not an asshole. Because what did you do? Like, all you did was, did you send him money? Because that's what I want to know. I would never in my life.
She didn't say.
Because maybe that's why she feels like she's the asshole, because she didn't send the money. If that's the thing, you are not the asshole for not sending that man part of the money for your Valentine's Day gift. I want to throw something right now.
I guess, you know what?
The nerve.
May I tap in here?
I'm gonna allow it.
I feel like where you went wrong, my love, is you painted a picture where it was like the last couple of years, this has been an issue. You have expressed to this person that this is something important to you. He has expressed to you he don't give a fuck. So where you fucked up was you're expecting somebody who already told you, I don't care about this.
Yeah.
And then you continue to expect him to care about it. Please understand people when they tell you directly who they are and what's important to them. Do not be surprised 2 years later after you been with this person and you're trying to express to them and they've still not, and now they've sent you a Venmo and you're up here looking surprised about
I
it.
thought I changed him with my love and sensitivity.
You can't, girl.
It happened to Belle. Remember when she loved that guy into becoming a white man?
You mean that beast? Like, girl, this ain't the movies. And I think that, like, again, I will echo to you that perhaps these are younger folks who are just learning these lessons. We have to learn them somewhere. Mm-hmm. But again, I think that, you know, again, I referenced my experience being a teenager, a young adult, and, you know, kind of being into Valentine's Day. But then, like, when I really saw my partner and saw that, like, he's doing this tap dance for me. And I'm like, how important is that to me? Because at a certain point, like, if he's hitting all of the other points as a boyfriend, right? And this is just playing devil's advocate to what Kat is saying, because I do believe that, like, if your values aren't aligned and this is something that's really important to you, he's never going to be able to give you what you want. So why are you signing up for this? That's your fault. But at the same time, like, if you're looking at him as a whole person and this is the only area where he's not showing up because this isn't important, then it's like, bitch, just pivot and do your Valentine's Day. Like, there's other stuff you can do to feel fulfilled. You can't, you know, if, I don't know. Like, I think if he's hitting, because you said you would be with somebody with gingivitis. Maybe.
I didn't say that.
And make their appointment for them. So
not characterizing that correctly.
You were like, if everything else is perfect and he just has poor dental health, maybe I'd make concessions for this nigga. So I'm just saying, like, maybe there's concessions to be made if he's not a Valentine's guy.
I was talking about for other people.
But it's funnier if it's you.
But I feel like this speaks to someone who's been perhaps in the manosphere a little bit, the boyfriend.
Yeah, because it's like, this is stupid. I don't want this. How could you? I mean, I get it. It is a commercial.
That means you had to pull up your Venmo app and actually.
So I haven't gotten to the Venmo part. I'm talking about just before we even got to like before we even got to that. That's where you fucked up.
Did some stuff.
Now, are you the asshole for being upset that this nigga sent you a Venmo for Valentine's dinner? What I'm not gonna do is pay for Valentine's dinner. I don't care if I dragged you there. I'm not paying for it. So no, I don't think that you're an asshole. And especially since he went through the extra step of asking you and saying, hey, you know, knowing where you wanted to go and do all this. Like, nah, like, I didn't put that, he might have been doing it as an obligation, but you still initiated it. So, like, my thing is, if you're inviting me on a date, then I'm expecting you to pay for it unless we've discussed
you are inviting me to break up with you.
That part.
We're not doing that. And maybe that's what the goal was. You said it's been a couple years. He might be looking for the exit anyway, because it doesn't sound like.
Send her a Venmo real quick.
Yeah, like, you are trying it, sir.
I don't like it. I don't like it for you, but also you played yourself. You can't make somebody into what they're not. So I don't know why you spent the last 2 years trying to pretend like this wasn't something that you cared about. Also, I just feel like, larger scheme of things, though, if people are great partners, Valentine's Day, you know, like, you have to determine what's really important to you. Yeah. That's all I would say about that, because it is slim pickings out here. And if he was perfect in every other way, then maybe, like, again, like, pivoting away from feeling like Valentine's Day is something that has to exclusively involve this nigga. It can involve other people that you love, like your granny, other people. You know what I'm saying? If he really just feels like, nah, like, the man's not gonna make me buy you flowers because they said so, just make sure you're buying me flowers at other times so I don't have to feel like that.
Right.
Next
caller.
caller.
I have that to look forward to, because then that just looks like an escape from you having to do anything.
That's so true.
Okay, next caller. Am I the asshole for telling my best friend to shut up when she crossed the line while making fun of me after I told her I cried after losing my virginity?
Ooh. Let's see the deets.
I'm going to try to keep this short and sweet as I can, because I just need to know if I really fucked up. For backstory, 21-year-old female, have a best friend, Allie, 21-year-old female, and we've been best friends since 9th grade. Aww. We're complete open books with each other, and we've, until now, never judged. I always wanted her to feel safe to talk to me about anything, and I hope she felt the same about me. We both go to the same university and room together. So around almost 9 months ago, we had been friends since I started university. I got together with my girlfriend, Freddie, 22-year-old female, and she's been my first love. It's been so incredible being with her. She's such an angel that just gets me on every single level. Being oversharing time, but losing my virginity has always been something that really scared me. In the sense of trusting someone with my body like that, no trauma or anything, just scared. But I finally got there with Freddie a few nights ago. She was so loving. And after we were done, I just cried out happy tears. I was just so ecstatic that I got to do that with someone I love so much. And Freddie just hugged me tight and was so kind about it. I told Allie about this the day after. And since then, she keeps making jokes about me being a big, big crybaby and will just mock cry at me randomly when we see each other. I just rolled my eyes at her and tried to bear it because no way was I letting her ruin that experience for me. Last night we were at a party together and she absolutely crossed the line. First, she was just making wah-wah noises at me, but then she made a gross joke about Freddie having a thing for crying. I just yelled at her to shut up because I'm so fucking sick of it. It's just not funny. She looked all shocked, and I just called Freddie and asked her to pick me up. I've been at her apartment off campus since, and Allie and some of our friends that witnessed it are getting upset with me and telling me to stop being so sensitive. I haven't answered any text yet, and Freddie's telling me I did nothing wrong with removing myself from the situation, but I'm still so conflicted.
So she wants to know if she's the asshole for feeling conflicted?
That's just where it ends.
What does it say? Am I the asshole for telling my best friend to shut up
when she crossed the line?
No, I mean, you can tell your best friend whatever you want to tell her. Y'all best friends. Like, if you feel like that, I mean, she felt like she could laugh at you for, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you were being vulnerable, and I get that because I will laugh at you about some stuff. But if I picked up on that, like, it hurt your feelings.
It's pretty funny. Right, like, okay.
I mean, I'm gonna laugh at you though, but if you stopped me and had the conversation, because what I didn't hear was that you literally stopped her and said, look, friend, like, I get it. Like, you're the kind of person that will laugh about some stuff, but it is hurting my feelings a little bit because this is something that's deeply important to me. Like, I don't take sharing my body lightly. Like, I cried about it or whatever, but like, also, can you not be like out in public doing that? Like, that is a little bit like humiliating. Like, I do feel like I want to know that I can be vulnerable with you. Like, I'm fine. Like, if you're going to laugh at me a little bit, whatever, I get it. But at the same time, like, it is a little disrespectful. So I don't think I don't think it's disrespectful or that you're an asshole for telling her to shut up because that's how you felt. But I think that you need to dig a little bit deeper and have that conversation with your friend about how that made you feel.
Yeah, because you're not an asshole for having those feelings, and she was being an asshole to you. Now, like I said, to be fair, because I'm a bit of a crybaby myself. I'm never, like I said, I did not lose my virginity, but maybe I would if I lost it to a woman.
Yeah.
You know, like maybe that would have been more emotionally.
Like, wow.
Yeah,
That
like,
was something.
but I am someone who cries easily, and there are jokes about it because I mean, it is I see the humor in it because it's not like. But a lot of times it is just like me crying because it might be a certain time of the month and a commercial came on or something. It doesn't take a lot, but even though there's that gentle ribbing, I would never. Like, your first sexual experience, that is a big deal.
Well, it feels a little weird, and I don't know. And I would also be curious to know, like, what her experience was like, because maybe she's jealous that hers was like the worst.
That's what it feels like.
Like, were you molested?
Yeah.
Do we need to unpack that? Like, why are you?
It feels like you're hating on this really good experience I had. Because, like she said, it wasn't. Like, I feel like I would be happy for my friend. I'm like, oh, damn,
mean, even if I thought it was a little bit corny, because I'd probably be like, oh, my God. But, I mean, that's cute, though. Y'all cute or whatever.
Like, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, you're
but
young
I'm not going
to.
Yeah.
Because even reading it.
Pulling our eyes a little bit. But, yeah.
But at the same time, these are two young people in college. It's actually very cute. Like, I wouldn't want to. It's like, yeah, like that would be like me making fun of you when you talked about the emotions you felt having your children.
Yeah,
and then just like not expecting that and just been like, what? And be like, bah, you love your kid. You know, it's like, what? That's not.
It's like, this is like, right, okay, but this is getting weird now. Like, can we talk about this? Like, why do you feel like every time it needs to be something where like I should be ashamed or I should be.
And
like,
it sounds like they're British too. Not that should matter, but
maybe there's some cultural stuff I don't know about when it comes to that.
I don't know. I don't think she's the asshole though.
No.
You are,
and
girl.
you're gonna tell your best friend to shut up?
Yeah. Like, shut up.
Shut up.
It's like, bitch.
Like, and then
you're
again,
doing too much.
You're doing too much. But the conversation, like, if this is really your best friend, like, at some point there just needs to be a talk so that you can express how you feel, and then maybe she can enlighten you on why. Because it's likely some deep-seated weird shit that revolves around maybe her first sexual experience. You know,
not for nothing, this is around the age where you kind of start losing friends.
That too.
You know, and that's just something that naturally happens. You can depart with love. Like, it doesn't mean it has to be like, oh, I hate you forever. It's just kind of like, you know what? We're not ninth grade anymore.
No. You know, and it's just not funny to me.
Yeah, it's like I could kind of, like, if this is your sense of humor, I don't feel like participating in that. So, yeah, that was a good one.
Absolutely. I like that one too.
Yeah. All right. So, do you want to read this next one?
Sure.
Here you go.
Oh, wow. All right. This one says, am I the asshole for not helping my husband with a simple task? All right. So my husband's in charge of cleaning the bins, both rubbish and recycling. I think we have some more Brits here. A very easy task, yet done imperfectly. When the bins are full, most of the time they don't get empty till I ask. In the summer, when the bins have been sitting for too long, they don't get empty until I ask. I've set reminders. I have set them in our shared calendars that will notify us the night before the bins need to be put out, and I still have to remind him on some weeks. This morning, I reminded my husband that the recycling bin is full. My second reminder, as I've mentioned in the night before. Our bins are a bit funny where you can't lift the whole thing out unless you tip it outside, so you have to take each recyclable out. My husband usually grabs as much as he can, carry, and asks me to pass the rest through the side window. Today, I suggested that he can easily grab a basket, box, shipping bag, all within arm's reach, to fill them up and take them all in one trip. I did just that to demonstrate, but he got very frustrated and kicked the box that I filled anyway. I'm not sure if the kick was an accident or if it was in the way, but his body language read angry. Marriage is not about keeping score, but I've been struggling a lot when it comes to juggling the mental load of things. When a household task gets assigned to me, and I'd say 70% or all of the tasks are, I get everything done on my own. But when it comes to the assigned task to my husband, somehow it's on me to make sure he remembers to do it or help. And in this instance, a simple task turns into a 2-person job. Am I the asshole for not helping him?
Bloody no. Wow. We're really siding with the writers this time, I think. There were quite a few red flags there. To me, once again, we didn't get any ages. To me, that colors so much stuff.
Yeah.
But since they're married and doing chores, I'm gonna say you're solidly adults. Mm-hmm. So the fact that an adult and listen, I get it.
What have you done?
I've been married. I mean, I guess for me, I've never had to give reminders to take the trash out. For my exes. Now, for my son, sure, when it's been his chore, but eventually he got it. You know, I don't know. To me, this is such a simple thing. Let me take that back. There's been a time where there's been an issue when I was working at a barbershop, and I was working with all men.
Here we go again.
And those men could not bring it, they couldn't get their shit together when it comes to taking out the trash. So I would have to take out the trash. I'm working in a business with all men, and my only woman at the place taking out the trash. And I remember too, because this is a barbershop, so you hear a lot of wild stuff. It's not exactly a safe space for, all sexualities and gender identifications. But I remember next door, there was a beauty supply, and there was a young man there who could be, to me, you can sometimes just tell he seemed homosexual. Okay. And even though he was the only man who worked there, he took their trash out. You know what I mean?
The manly shit you saw happen, if that's what men do.
Mm-hmm. They always want to say gay men aren't all. It's nah, this dude was all man. And it was and all y'all here claim to be straight as a rod. And no one can seem to just do this one simple thing. Ooh, okay, that took me back.
Triggered. Picture this.
I didn't expect to be triggered by this. So no, you're not the asshole for asking an adult to do just to be a responsible adult in a household. Even if y'all were just, let's say, because a lot of stuff comes down to just being a good roommate. A lot of times. Yes. So, and to me, that's what I feel like I'm trying to teach my, home training is you're teaching your child to be a good functional person,
partner, and it doesn't have to be romantic, just in general.
So if you make this not a romantic man-woman partnership, if this were just two people not concentrating on their genders, and one of them was acting like this about doing
anything,
less than half of the work of keeping a household together, I'm not saying leave him, but maybe leave him. Maybe he'll get the message then. I don't know. But like I said, throwing a tantrum, that's what I heard.
Kicking the thing, that does. I mean, I think that this is a real issue in a lot of partnerships, like you say, outside of just marriage or anything else, sharing the workload of household work. And part of this is because it's not looked at as fucking work. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, you should leave him. That's what Moni's saying. All right.
It's just so hard because it's like, this is such a common thing that happens in relationships where it's like, dude, yo, or whoever, you know what I mean? Feeling like, damn, like, why is this so hard to pull your weight? Like, I've said it. Like, how many times, like, what is the right amount of time to say to somebody before you're just like, this is some bullshit? But also too, like, the extreme of like ending a whole marriage because a motherfucker's not taking out the trash. Because again, like, I can't tell you what's important to you in a relationship. Like, does everything come down to this one exchange, or is this a symptom of a larger issue?
That's what I want to know.
You know what I mean?
Because you notice she didn't say he does everything great except this one thing.
It feels like she feels piled upon, and this is just one of those things. And this is like the straw.
This is the one I had to write about.
Yeah,
just like me with working at that barbershop where it was just like, God bless America. Like, y'all can't cover your food when you microwave it.
Yeah,
you can't seem to clean up after yourselves. You can't seem to be able to even take out the trash.
It's frustrating. And I do think that, like, we as, you know, families have to do a better job of like raising our kids up. Like, this comes down to home training too, like really driving
teaching
home.
Boys have to clean the bathroom. Boys have to clean the kitchen too.
Everybody should be pulling their weight. There's not a scenario where you should be waiting on anybody to do anything for you. And it gets a bit ridiculous and childish that like another grown up has to say, hey, the trash is full. It's one thing when you're training somebody. Like you said, like if I'm mentioning to my kids, like, hey, and then we're doing the reminders, and even at a certain point, we got technology now. You can set an alarm, you know. And she was even saying that. It's just, I don't think you're an asshole for feeling like the person that you're building your life with or you share your space with isn't pulling their weight. But again, like, I don't know, there has to be a way to maybe demonstrate or communicate to them the impact of this. You know what I mean? Like how the impact of that, like how that's actually making you feel. And it's like, if I feel like I'm in a partnership where I'm doing 70% of the work, that 30% starts feeling like it's not worth it. And so that does start to get into that conversation of like, what are we actually doing? If I'm doing everything, then why is this even a partnership?
Yeah.
I'm trying to understand how this is a partnership. So yeah, I don't think you're an asshole for feeling like that. I feel like that's extremely frustrating when you feel like I could do this by myself actually. And this sucks. This sucks. So yeah, not the asshole.
Not the asshole. All right. Okay. Okay, so am I the asshole for rejecting my husband's birthday present? We got some ages on this one.
Uh-oh.
My husband, 33 male, and I, 31-year-old female, have been married for almost 9 years. We've had a lot of ups and downs. We've got 3 kids, and he has never put in a lot of effort for my birthday or any other holiday for that matter. But we've worked through a lot this past year, and I know he's trying to put in more effort. He told me recently that he's going to pay someone to come deep clean our house as my birthday present. To be fair, I've said many times I would love to have this done, but it isn't something we need to be spending money on right now, so we haven't done it. He followed this up by saying that if I didn't want to spend the money, he would gladly just take the whole day and do it himself. When he told me this, I wanted to be very mindful of my reaction. Again, he has not been in the habit of gift giving or being super thoughtful when it comes to special occasions. I told him that I really appreciated the thought and saw the effort that would take him to do, but if he took the entire day to clean the house, I would obviously just be watching my kids and trying to keep them from coming behind him and messing up all his hard work, and ultimately, that doesn't sound like a present. I felt guilty because I wanted to praise his effort, but I also felt like this gift doesn't feel personal or thought out well, despite the effort. He didn't seem too upset by my rejection, but now I'm afraid he isn't going to do anything. I'm also feeling a bit frustrated because if the roles were reversed, I would and have set something up where he'd be able to go do something he loved with his friends and not have to worry about me or the kids. Am I the asshole for just not letting him do this for me? Once again, not just for me, us. We all live in this house. Sorry.
Let this man do this if he wants to do that. Like, I mean, how many times are you getting somebody who actually, I get what you're saying as far as feeling like it feels like a burden or something, whatever, because you're like, I'm just gonna pick y'all go get the kids, y'all go see a movie or something, let him do that. Because I think at the end of the day, it's important, if this is something that this person doesn't normally do, like, it's important for them to feel the impact of like the work that it takes to get it done. And damn near having your kids there in your way.
Well, yeah, because that's the thing. Like, leave the kids there and you go do something while he's doing
there
that.
you go.
Yeah, because to me, that's
even
not
better.
really a present.
Yeah.
So, well, here's the other thing. And this she didn't say it, but just the partners I've had, I wouldn't be convinced they do a great job.
But see, that's not the point.
Okay.
That's the thing. That's the hard part, right? Like that is the hard part. So yeah, either you allow them to do it or not. It'd be like, if you're going to cook me dinner and I know you don't cook that much, like I'm being like, I know that this is not about to be a gourmet dish. You know what I'm saying? But like, I do feel like I am being a little bit of an asshole if I'm not allowing you to express, like you're trying. Like, I think that's what we want to see from our partners is that they're trying, especially if it's a genuine effort and they're doing it because they know or feel like, hey, this is something that's going to make my partner feel good. Now, if you're judging it down to the molecule, like, I mean, everybody can't be Jordan.
Most people agreed with you because this got voted as asshole mostly.
Yeah.
So I'm
reluctant to say, like, I think you feel like an asshole because I understand what you're saying, but I do think if you don't let him do it, you are being a little bit of an asshole. Just in terms of, I mean, he's trying to do something sweet.
You're wrong, but you're not an asshole.
Yeah,
that's how I would put it. Because I don't think you actually sound like an asshole. I feel like you sound like an overworked wife and mother.
And there's some semblance of like right. It's like when somebody wants to do something for you that you feel like inevitably makes it to where now you still have to work though. Mm-hmm. Like I want to feel like I'm divorced from this whole thing. That's the real gift, is not being involved. So like you say, if I have to still be here watching the kids or some shit while you're doing this, when I don't get that, everybody's here while I'm trying to clean this whole entire house and nobody gives a damn. So yeah, maybe just pointing that out and saying, you know what would make this feel even more like a gift is if I'm just going to get on out of here and let you do it. That way I don't have to like feel like I have to be watching and being like, oh my God, he didn't even move the thing before he wiped around the coffee maker. He didn't move it. You know, he's probably not going to move it, girl. He probably just not going to move it. But that's okay though, because he's trying. And that's what, I mean, I feel like for the most part, that's really all you can ask for. It's like a genuine effort. And you don't get to.
That's all I can ask for?
I mean, you can ask for more, but I mean, again, like it's like the other example of that girl thinking that your man's about to all of a sudden give a fuck about Valentine's Day when you know he don't.
Well, here's the thing, because she said that they've been working on this, because she said like in the past he hasn't been great at gift giving. Not everybody's good at gift giving.
They're not.
But even at the end of the day, like even if you're not good at gift giving, you can just fork over some cash. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't. You know, it's not super personal, but at least it's something, as opposed to I'm gonna do this labor of love, even though it's probably not
shittily.
Yeah.
Well, but she also mentioned that like cash was strapped, so that was the reason why he was doing that. So yeah, I mean, maybe negotiate something else that's more impactful. Yeah, like I mean, at the end of the day, if you're not gonna appreciate it, as the person doing it, I don't want to feel like, well, I'm doing this and you don't appreciate it either.
Yeah.
So there's that part too. So I don't know what that means, but
I don't either. I don't. Because this is as sad as this is, I wouldn't want this to be my birthday present, but all things being considered, I'd rather you leave with the kids and let me clean the house. Like that would be almost a better experience for me. Not as a birthday present, but if my goal was to have a clean.
Let's just put this out here that like gifts like that shouldn't be associated with something like a birthday or a whatever. Like these should just be, these are the things that we're talking about that should just happen without being prompted during the year. You feel me? Like please don't make that my birthday gift. Like
a clean house.
Like, or me being able to clean the house without you being here as a gift. Fuck out of here. Like that, like seriously though. Or guess what? Save up until we can afford. Like make that your business to put up the extra $50 for however long that takes, and then surprise me one time like, babe, we're about to go out or whatever. I'ma stay here while the person cleans. You go to the, go to
or
the spa.
I taught the children to clean.
Something.
Because they can start cleaning pretty early.
Yeah,
quite honestly, they can fold towels. They've got laundry. So much energy.
So that's that free labor. You gotta take advantage. Yeah. My mom is always encouraging me to do that. She's like, that free kid labor. Yeah,
that's very wise. All right, to child labor.
Okay, let's see. This is let's see. Listen to this one real quick.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Am I asking for feeling gross? I'm over and got his mother and I the same gift from. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Here's one here, guys. Okay, so am I the asshole for feeling gross that my boyfriend got his mother and I the same gift for Mother's Day? Okay.
Let's go.
The title sums it up, I think. Obviously, this happened some time ago, but it still comes up. I woke up on Mother's Day expecting something traditional. Breakfast in bed or somewhere in a restaurant, some candy. He didn't have to get me a gift. It was really nice when he does. The year he gave me a hand-painted ceramic vase with a spray of violets on the front of it with the word family. I thought this was a beautiful and unique gift. I was ecstatic to set it out in my dining room with some fresh roses that he had bought me because he always gets me a bouquet on Mother's Day of roses because they're my favorite. He also got me a little plush cactus with some candy, a card that he wrote in, and took me out to dinner later. It was nice.
That is cute.
Very
See,
cute.
men, not that hard.
Yeah. I was like, okay, thank you, boo. Okay. But the next day I saw a gift bag on top of the fridge. He talked about also having picked out a gift for his mother, so I wanted to see what it was. I opened the bag and glaring out in front of me was my vase. I did a double take, slowly set the bag on the counter and went to check the dining room table where I had left it. I felt a little sick when I saw it was still there. Someone hadn't moved it for some reason. My palms got sweaty and I decided to text him about it. Maybe he'd bought me an extra for some reason. He told me that he had planned to give it to his mom. I put the phone down and I didn't text back. It was wise to take the time to gather myself and make myself clear. When he got home, I told the kids to go play and asked to speak with him. I told him it makes me uncomfortable that he bought the same gift for me and his mother. It was weird and gross. It felt thoughtless too. Like he didn't really think about me when picking it out. And it made me feel like I was lumped in with his mother, who I'm not crazy about at all. Just altogether inconsiderate. Ooh, tell the truth then, girl. Okay. He didn't and doesn't understand my feelings at all. He says he bought it because he knew that we would both love it and pointed out that I had loved it before I realized he had got the same thing for his mom. He blames my feelings about his mother for why I'm unhappy with the gift. Said it's insane that I still bring it up and making Christmas shopping a chore for him, which I think is not fair at all. Just get me something for me, not something for your mother. And then he points out that he got me a plush candy, my favorite flowers, and it just goes around and around, and I'm finally asking you all, am I the asshole?
A little bit. Just a little bit. I don't think... Here's the thing. He could have at least made slight differences in the vases so they weren't identical. Mm-hmm. But because it is a good gift, and it is Mother's Day, it's not like birthday or anniversary. Like Mother's Day is a little generic anyway. He did get you other stuff he didn't get his mom. You just don't like that lady. And you don't like the idea of her having something that you have. Mm-hmm. So... yeah, that's all that happened. Yeah, you're being a little bit of an asshole. Just let that shit go. You should have listened to the other stuff about the women who can't even get a present out their husbands.
I'm gonna clean the house poorly for you, girl.
I'm gonna need that Venmo, babe.
Right. Like, damn.
Like, this is what you better, man. You better hold on to that man and at least thank his mama for halfway raising him right. Mm-hmm. I get it. She's probably listen. Here's the problem. You stole her man. She ain't never gonna like you, and you ain't never gonna like her. Okay.
When the hand comes out,
that's all that happened. That was the first man that ever really loved her, and you took him. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah.
You guys aren't gonna have a good relationship.
So you're saying that she's the asshole.
The wife.
That's what I'm hearing.
She's being an asshole.
If someone has to be crowned asshole, it's gonna be her.
Yeah, in this situation, because
yeah. You know what? I agree with you, friend. I feel like if somebody has to be the asshole, it is you, because. The real issue here, like your husband points out, I hate to point out when they're right, it's the issue that you have with his mom, because you did literally love the vase. Mm-hmm. And what I am saying to you is that I don't think you're an asshole for being annoyed that he literally didn't have the discretion to differentiate these two things. But at the same time, men are very practical. He was there. He saw two vases. He was like, I bet you my mama would like this. I bet you she would like this. Now, does that make you feel special? No, it doesn't. At the same time, he did differentiate the gift in other ways by getting you extra special, extra things that were special and specific to you. So just, because I'm a practical person, I get how that would happen. I also understand how you feel like that lack of maybe that personal touch maybe made you feel away. So I'll acknowledge that. So that makes him slightly an asshole for that. But ultimately, yeah, like, girl, you don't like his mom, and that is the actual issue. The issue isn't the gift, because you did actually like the gift.
Okay, so this scenario. Okay, so what if it was a situation where he got you a Mother's Day gift, but he also got his other baby mama the same gift? Would that be wrong?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That seems worse.
Yeah.
Because it's
Why? Because I was just putting that in my head. Because I
Yeah.
was thinking about how, like, a lot of times what men will do is they'll buy their wife and mistress the same perfume so they never smell like another woman.
Right. Well, that seems like a practical issue too, which I get, but also is terrible. Don't do that.
But it's like this idea of, but like men who aren't naturally
giving, they're just right. It's almost like
he's trying.
There's some point in where you just have to recognize we are different. They do. Unless you find those few men that are on the outer,
on the outside
layer
of the standard
who are
deviation.
just like
Outliers.
they're good at this. Yes.
Yeah, there's a couple outliers.
My experience has been like most of them just aren't though, and it sucks because you want them to be better, but they're just not in that way. So you have to be able to accept that. So.
It's like, sorry, Toots.
If that's what you got. Yeah, but
you're an asshole.
Yeah, but it's like your mom. But yeah, like if it was his girlfriend or his other baby's mom, I'd be way more offended because it's like I need there to be a huge differentiation.
Girlfriend, that's the problem right there.
Well, that is another problem. But also too, well, I guess that is a thing. Do you still get your baby mamas? Is that a thing that happens? I've never had to think about this.
So,
like, if I'm in a relationship
have
with somebody
small
who has a baby mama,
children, you probably do need to buy your baby mama a gift from the kids.
I was gonna say, then why isn't it to the kids though?
Well, yeah, like it would just be like, here, give this to your mama. But of course,
you guys.
You're buying it.
Yeah,
but
like, because they don't have jobs.
But like some people still, I mean, listen, I'm never going to disagree with showing your baby's mother too much appreciation because you did that to her.
It's your fault. You gave her that title.
You did this to her. So, and vice versa. Like if you want to show appreciation to your child's father, without it, because then that gets into a whole little murky area too. So, but this isn't that. This is this man's mama. It's always gonna be his mama.
Yeah.
Like
he could have showed a little bit more creativity. I'm not mad at you for being annoyed by that, but ultimately, it's like, girl, let it go.
I mean, I want to do a whole episode on the dynamics between mother-in-laws. That was what was so funny about Everybody Loves Raymond was
just
Deborah.
in-laws in general, man, that can go down.
That is a minefield.
Yeah.
But yeah, it ultimately comes down. You stole her man, so it's always going to be a problem.
It's up.
Yeah. Alrighty.
So can we take a break real quick?
I'm going to allow it.
Do you mind? You guys, we'll be right back. Stay tuned. So you guys, welcome back from the break. I was wondering, do you have another Am I the Asshole before we get out of here? We should check into
one last one.
Okay, I'm ready.
Because if anybody's noticed, these have all been about love and relationships. Yeah. Okay, so this one's not about gifts though. Okay, so am I the asshole for not forgiving my boyfriend right after he called me an idiot?
Oh no.
Already so good.
Okay.
So we're both 17 and I've been dating for nearly 7 months now. And the only argument we had was when I got hurt. He was mad that I didn't avoid the person that hurt me. I didn't really think of it because they hurt me for fun and probably wouldn't do it again, but I understood his point of view and didn't do it again. I was introducing my boyfriend to my grandparents today. Once we got there, everything was fine. And he was really nice to my grandparents, and I could tell that they liked him. We were talking with them for a while. When I pulled out my bus card, I had to get it renewed in 2 months, and I was going to do it next week when I was at my grandparents so I could just walk to school. But he kept saying I should do it on the last day since I would be in Japan for 2 weeks anyway. I said that when I get back, it will be during the school holidays, so I would have to wait until school was back in to pick it up and blah, 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 blah. He didn't take no for an answer and kept acting like I had to do it on the last day and started grunting and kicking up fuss over it. And I said, hey, don't worry, it's not that important. And I tried my best to defuse the situation, not to mention I felt extremely embarrassed because he was doing this in front of my grandparents, and I've never seen him act like this before. I looked at my phone and saw that we were late for our bus, and I used it as an excuse to get out of there fast. Once we left through the door, I tried to laugh it off. Ha ha ha, we got so carried away with that. We might miss the bus, stuff like that. As we went through the front gate, I said, hey, let's talk about this later. You're getting a bit worked up, and it's just a bus card. Don't worry about it. He then said, well, I wouldn't be worried about it if you weren't such an idiot. I was caught off guard since he had never insulted me before, and it was out of nowhere. I just kept walking, and he yelled I couldn't quite make out. Well, I was trying not to cry and I was failing, but it was something like, are you really, ... I just sat down at the bus stop since it was in front of the gate, and he thanked me and sat down next to me and grabbed me and I said, let me go twice while pushing him away. I don't like people when they piss me off, and he didn't, so I raised my voice, and he finally let go. I didn't say anything else, and we just got on the bus, and I went to wave at him as he left, but he didn't turn around to look at me, so he didn't really see that. Anyway, he messaged me after saying he was ready to talk when I was ready. Honestly, I just wanted a sorry or a reason for his outburst, but nothing. I don't want to reach out because I don't want him thinking he can hurt me, and we can go right back to normal straight away. Am I the asshole?
Yeah, no. Why are you calling me an idiot? Why are you calling me out of my name?
So many red flags.
I mean, I think that the way that things parted, I would just fucking leave it like that.
Yeah, that was a breakup.
Yeah, we done. Because I'm not, and you're 17, and so like I think this is what happens when you're young. Sometimes you want to add additional context, you want to give excuses, you want to say blah blah blah. But there are just certain things that like we don't do that. I don't name call. We not doing that. You call me out my name you got one time to call me outside my name. Like that was a very clear boundary I set in our relationship. Because I mean, you get angry and you will say stuff, but there has to be a line that you will not cross. And I don't know if that's something that you guys set up. You said that he's never spoken to you like that, never insulted you like that, but especially when it's something like a bus card. And
That's
I'm
not
doing it
you.
when you want me to do it. It's like I can do it when I want to do it. I hear what you're saying, but at the end of the day, for you to call me an idiot, just goes to show that you don't respect my choices. And if I make choices different from yours, then you feel like I'm clearly dumb or an idiot even. So I'm not, girl, good day. That was it. There's no need to
She's
reach
not
back
an
out.
asshole.
I don't think you're an asshole.
I don't think she is either.
I think he
In fact,
was.
I think you're in danger of getting into an abusive relationship if you continue it. Like this had all the hallmarks of abuse, which is name calling, acting out, like having a tantrum, like grabbing you after you said no.
Yeah, nah.
Like all of that stuff is no. Especially acting like that in front of your family.
Right.
Because I like to take a little time to quote the fabulous Sabrina Carpenter, which is heartache is one thing, my ego's another. I beg you don't embarrass me, motherfucker. Like, please.
And once you've done that, and the thing is like if you'll do that in front of my family.
Yeah. What
Sir.
won't you do? Yeah, this is someone,
No, ma'am.
Fortunately, you're young. And like, it sounds like you travel a lot. So this will be a pretty easy breakup.
Girl, you will, you'll be so far removed from this. It's fine. You're 17. You have a whole life ahead of you.
Yeah.
You dodged a bullet there, friends.
Boy.
And just learn from that. Like, that's not something that you should put up with.
But that is what
period.
abusers try to do, is confuse you into thinking like you did something and that's why stuff was weird.
no.
Nope. You were normal sauce and he was super weird.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Yeah.
So not the asshole love.
No.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. Hopefully you
Yeah.
didn't call that man back.
So that was Love Day.
Oh, how festive, friends.
Love is just solving a set of problems.
It surely is. And so like, what would you want to leave people with? Like your thoughts on love, relationships, those kinds of things. Like what would you want to leave people with? Or what do you take away from or appreciate about love in relationships, in terms of relationships? Like what's the best of it? Let's leave with what's the best of it.
I don't know, probably getting sex regularly.
The best of love?
Was that the wrong answer?
I just make sure you heard me correctly. I just I mean, if that's your answer, I just was like,
I'm trying to think, and maybe it's just because I've had bad relationships. All of my other relationships,
the best parts of what I'm hearing when you say that is the best parts of your relationships was getting sex regularly. Okay.
Because
That's the
they
thing.
weren't good relationships. So maybe like after I'm in a good relationship,
You can answer that
I can
better.
answer that a little bit better because all of my other relationships that haven't been romantic have been much more fulfilling.
Got you.
And
Okay, well, we can
loving.
speak to that because it doesn't have to necessarily. Actually, though, I'm gonna let that be the answer because there's nothing wrong with that. Like, if you're saying to me like that was the best part of it, facts, that was the best part of it, and that's a good part of relationships. I think that is a part that keeps people there sometimes. I think. I don't know if I'm reflecting on the best parts or the things that I appreciate the most. Obviously, yeah, like the sex part is very, very nice.
Or the physical intimacy,
The physical
not just
part,
the
yeah, the
like
physical
having
part
a
is
cuddle.
nice. Yeah.
But like I said, none of mine, they didn't really like cuddling either. So I wasn't really even
Couldn't
getting
even get that.
So
No
yeah,
holding hands. I forgot that was
gay.
That was gay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, friend. I listen.
That's
You're right.
probably why I'm
That was a very
single.
judgment. I'm like, what? No, that is a really great part. I don't want to act like that's not. I will say for me, I feel like the best part about love in general too is just the safety around it. Like I feel like the quiet safety that exists in partnerships, and I mean the physical safety. Like if I'm speaking about specifically about my relationship, that you can take for granted. Like having like a loving man around is nice because it's like, man, you do feel like you're like engulfed in this quiet protection that you don't always maybe directly acknowledge, but like when you think about it, it's like, damn, I feel really grateful for that.
Yeah.
And the value that the people that you love bring to the other people you love.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite things. And that extends to my friends and stuff too. Like I think about just how the love that they have for me, everybody gets to be the beneficiary of that love. So I just love that the most. So that's what I would leave you with, guys. That's what you should be looking for. People that add value to your life and that not only shine that light of that love and protection that they have for you, but the people around you. That's how you know you're doing it right. So
yeah, look for that. Not the
look for that. This stuff, got shenanigans. But it's hard. So we're out here. So I think it's probably time to spin the wheel, friend. So spin it.
All right. So we're going back to books. Back to bookets.
Yay.
Back to basics.
Okay.
With
so
books. And we're going to
what
be
do we have,
reading
friend?
Zora Neale Hurston's The Life of Herod the Great,
Ooh.
a novel.
Wow.
So I think we're in for a treat.
Dang. So this was released after her. Like this is like one of those books that gets released after you've passed away.
Posthumously.
That's always posthumously.
Posthumous release, 65 years after
Wow.
her passing. So yeah. So like I said, if we don't like it, she won't care.
That's so true.
But we'll probably like it.
I like the cover art too.
Yeah,
Very
it
nice.
looks very nice.
Yeah, beautiful black man on
giving
there with
Lakers.
the crown. Oh, yeah. Got the gold and the purple. Yeah, yeah.
I like it.
I'm excited, guys. Okay, so I also though, hold on a second because we just announced that. Hold on, let me make sure I'm not tripping. Okay, yeah, no, we're not tripping. I'm thinking, listen, I'm getting excited because our 200th episode's coming
It
up.
is.
And that's something to look forward to. So I think the week after next, we're going to be celebrating our 200th episode, you guys. So I'm getting ahead of myself, but I'm excited. Look at
We're going to do
us.
something special too. We don't know what it is, but it's going to be special.
No, we got some time to figure it out. So thankfully. But yeah, guys, as always, we want to thank you for joining us again. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Please share this content with the people that you love. That's how we get a little traction out here in these streets. Like, subscribe, follow, do all the things. Like I said, continue to connect with the people who you love, you guys. Make time for the things that make you feel good. Life is short. And anything you want to add?
Your body belongs to you.
It does.
Keep it safe.
That's right. All right, guys. Peace. Till next time. Bye.
Before we go, we must give thanks to Urban Nerd for providing our music, and legal services were handled by Trezanae M. Atkins.
If you like what you heard,
Please feel free to join us every Wednesday for another fake-ass book club.
Cheers. Thank you guys for listening. You can check us out at thefabpodcast.com. Please subscribe, rate, and review our podcast wherever you're listening right now. We want to hear from you. Come put it in our life. Thanks again, and until next time, peace, love, and the Fake Ass Book Club. We out.